Welcome to the professors. This is a very special opening of me making chocolate milk.
Well, we awkwardly sat in silence.
And tried not to laugh. That is so hard. That's honestly so hard not to laugh. But I hope it was worth it. Honestly, the opening of the milk sound was my favorite. And then also the sound of the milk pouring was very good. Sure that. We'll call it that. On Columbus Discord.
Hockey tonight, guys.
Hockey is on
Hockey
tonight.
is what's on TV. Go.
Go Panthers.
Go Panthers. They're on a 5-game win streak. And Luongo is the 4th goalie with a 4-0-0 record. That's 39 and above, age-wise. That was an interesting fact that I got today.
Do you like my ASMR? The lines?
No, because I don't know how that's supposed to be soothing.
I don't know. At a certain volume, it might.
My favorite thing, ASMR-wise, is when it's the soap and it's in a swirl thing and they just crumple it up in their
Ew, I
hand.
hate that sound.
No, it's
I like,
so good.
Bubble wrap.
No.
I like the popping.
I like
and
it.
I hate when they whisper.
I hate slime.
I hate when it makes because it makes like a farting noise and it makes me laugh. And then, what's it? I don't like the foam that sticks together. How it makes the noise. You know what I'm talking about? Gross noise. Like the Snapchat. Satisfying.
You're so low voice-wise.
Oh yeah, no, I'm not.
Yeah, it's home not region.
I'm not gonna register with that. I have to talk a lot louder for everyone to hear me.
Which is
because I'm
fine.
sitting across the room.
The end of the
Because you're a weirdo.
Because I was eating.
dinner. Stop being weird.
He's still a
I haven't even had dinner yet. I don't know what to.
You should not have chocolate milk for dinner.
Well, let kids be
Did you
kids.
buy my Paw Patrol shapes?
No. I didn't need shapes. I have 4 boxes. I don't need more.
They weren't for you.
Nah. That was a joke because it was like a wall of just Paw Patrol Craft mac and cheese. Not sponsored. But
But like crap, hit us up. We like your mac and cheese.
I do like your shaped mac and cheese. It's
Yeah.
very good.
Shapes are better than regular.
I think I need to get rid of Yandel.
Can you imagine if they made hockey player shapes?
To just be like a small person.
Mm-hmm.
There'd be no
Yeah.
distinction between them.
Just the same person.
And then you could have like a Rangers one, which is blue. It's a blue mac and cheese, blue macaroni.
It's a blue macaroon.
But now let's hop into some quick fantasy. I think I need to get rid of Gandalf because he got moved to the 2nd line, which is why Ekblad is up. Austin tried to trade me Ekblad in a 3rd round for just a 2nd round, and I'm like, no, this is bad.
You know, he tries to pull a swift one on you every time. And it's not very swift.
My team
I mean,
is working out this week.
look at you.
I got 35.2 points
30.
yesterday.
35.
35.
Mm-hmm.
Who do you have that did well?
McKinnon had a goal and an
Oh,
assist.
because the Avalanche went off on the...
Backstrom had 5 shots. Laine had 2 penalty minutes. Rantanen had a goal and 2 assists. And Hellebuck won, only allowing 1 goal.
You just burped.
Yes, I did.
Oh no, the phone outside was really funny. This is when he groaned very loudly. Yeah, it was like that. Yendo was on the ice for that goal. God damn it.
That was aggressive.
Was he on the ice for that one?
Oh my god. I just jinxed them so much. You know who has the best padding in all of hockey right now? Marc-Andre Fleury. His pads are gold. His knee pads, everything. There was a picture that I saw, and it's great. But I have the case of the hurts. PK Subban is on IR. Holtby is day to day. So I had to for next week because Subban's missing the next 3 games at least. And then with
Didn't Austin try to trade you for Subban?
everyone does. Everyone's trying.
Was he really good?
Holtby's day to day. So I don't know if Holtby's gonna still be good. So for next week, I picked up Colorado's goalie, Varlamov.
He's doing pretty well. You want Jake Allen?
No,
I'll trade you Jake Allen.
no,
Since
man.
I've been getting the one go. And Hellebuck.
You have
And
4
Kincaid.
goalies.
Yeah, no, I'll get rid of Allen.
You have 4 goalies, Aaron?
Chicago beat St. Louis, ending their 8-game losing streak, 1-0. I was awake for the 1 goal, and then fell asleep before the 3rd period started, and then woke up like right before the Vegas game started, which Vegas went off last night, and Jonathan Marchessault did nada.
Yeah, neither of my Vegas players did anything except shots and plus minus.
Yeah, I don't even think I got plus.
You just got straight minus.
No, they were 5-0, so there's no minus happening. But in that sense, yeah. This week I've got it. Oh, why did I go down? Why did I lose points? I was up at like 1. Oh, Patrick Mahomes went down from 32 points to 24.
Oh, he came back down and they realized he's not a god.
Yeah.
Okay,
What?
that makes sense.
Should I find another tight end? Do I go with Jimmy Graham or Kyle Rudolph this week?
I would not go Kyle Burrell
Why?
because
Because they're going against Chicago. I don't want to put in anyone who goes against Chicago because that means he has to do well against the team that I want to win.
I also Dalvin Cook is back, which means Minnesota will actually run the ball now. And with Chicago's defense being so good, they're going to have to be balanced if they're going to win. They can't just throw the ball all over. What?
Austin dropped Greg Olson.
Pick him up.
Should I? He's questionable with a foot injury.
Probably just rolled it. He's fine. Pick him up.
Just rolled it. He had off-season foot surgery. Then he hurt it again, and he's also like 38 years old or 36 years old, I think. I would not get him.
So who do I get
Played Detroit.
of everyone else that's available?
Everyone's available.
I know nothing about hockey, so.
I'm not even talking about
Talking
hockey.
about football.
Alright, cool.
Tight end.
I thought you said the other guy was. Okay.
We've moved on very quickly to football.
Well, apparently I don't know anything about that guy either, because.
I don't want anyone on Los Angeles.
Yes, I know.
What team is that guy even on? I don't even remember
Who?
his name. When you were talking about that you're not going to pick up.
Kyle Rudolph? Kyle Rudolph is not even going to play. Greg Olson.
He plays for the Panthers.
Carolina
I don't
Panthers,
know.
not Florida.
There's no good tight ends out there. I'd stick with Jimmy Graham, honestly.
Really?
Yeah, there's no good
Against
tight
Seattle?
ends in free agency. Yeah.
But that means I need Green Bay to do well. I don't want Green Bay to do well. I want them to lose.
Oh, Bears. You just
Duh.
want fantasy points.
I should want the fantasy points, but fantasy points is not as big as a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Chicago coming out this year after having years of failure and sadness and bad quarterbacks.
And sadness.
It's been years of sad. They have not had a winning record in years.
I know, it's just how you said it.
So, yeah. That's what I need to happen.
Listen, you know what I know about football? How the game works. That's about it.
Patrick Mahomes isn't even 5 stars in a game that will be a shootout.
Ow. Okay, now you were just talking about hockey, weren't you? Because you said a shootout.
No, hockey games aren't really shootouts.
Cool.
It's football.
Part,
Still football. Still
part
football.
100 of Taylor Swift's
If we change topics, I'll let you know. If
Cool,
it's
thanks.
hockey.
You're such an ass.
So who should be my flex? Should I go with Woods, Robert Woods, or should I take Cohen back for
I
Jordan
would go
Howard?
with Robert Woods because the Rams-Chiefs game is going to be a shootout. And they just...
Oh my god, Luongo, why were you that far away from your goal?
Okay, that I know is hockey.
Well, yes, because it's a reaction towards what is on the television currently.
Well, and because Lou.
No, you wouldn't say Lou in this case. You'd
Okay.
be shitting on him.
Well,
Say boo!
Yeah,
Because
there
he
you
was
go.
halfway down the ice.
hey, suck my dick.
He was freaking far away.
But Cooper Kupp tore his ACL.
Did he?
Yes, so he's out for the season.
God.
So
What did that happen?
that happened last game.
But you said
Really?
you did that
Because I know he started not doing good.
Yeah, he went down with a knee injury and saw his torn ACL.
Mm.
So I would definitely go with Robert Woods. He's gonna be the number 1 on Los Angeles now.
He is.
Yes.
Then I am set. I should 100% win. Should I find a different defense?
Who do you have?
Chicago's.
Oh.
Did you drop Stephon Diggs? Or did somebody else have him and drop
I
him?
never had Stephon Diggs.
Oh, then he was in free agency. And nobody had. Was he injured?
I think he was injured for a little bit.
Mm. Defenses that are available. Ooh, should I get the Pittsburgh defense?
Probably, yes.
Against Jacksonville?
Yeah.
Although Carolina is against Detroit. Tampa Bay is against the Giants, but one of those. Oakland is against Arizona. Then who do I drop? Here's the problem. I don't know. You know what? Who is a better defense to replace long term for Philadelphia? All the ones that are available.
Ones that are available in free agency right now.
Mm-hmm. You have Pittsburgh, New
I'd
York.
either do Pittsburgh or Carolina.
I'll go Pittsburgh this week, and depending on how they do, I'll go Carolina next week. So, yeah.
You have to be
Philadelphia,
careful
you're gone.
with Carolina though, because they still have to play New Orleans twice, and they're not going to get a lot of points in either of those games.
Cool. So should I play Chicago or Pittsburgh's defense? Chicago's playing Minnesota. Pittsburgh is playing Jacksonville. This game just went from good to shit.
I want to say you should play Pittsburgh
Mm-hmm.
because Blake Bortles.
Oh my god, how'd that not go in? What a freaking save. Go to the 11:50 mark to see this attack the Panthers have been putting on in the second period against the Columbus Blue Jackets. That was an excellent save by whoever the Columbus goalie is. Wow.
Jesus.
What just a run, like,
That was-
good on both
Fight!
sides.
Fight!
Shed blood.
That was an onslaught,
Mhm.
and he stopped every one of them. Okay.
Because of Patrick Mahomes losing all his points, I'm not projected to win this week.
I'm not projected to win this week.
I should. I now have a rocking team. Getting Leonard Fournette back has.
Austin is supposed to beat me by 7 points.
Mhm.
all of that comes from Zach Ertz over Evan Ingram. We are almost identical.
Zach Ertz
in every.
is the only good player other than Alshon Jeffrey on the Eagles now.
And we are almost identical in every other position except tight end.
Really?
Yes.
Who do you play?
At tight end?
Yeah.
Evan Ingram against Tampa Bay. I either had Evan Ingram versus Tampa Bay or O.J. Howard versus the Giants.
Here's my ASMR.
Good job.
Thanks.
Just dab.
No, a bow.
No, I'm gonna call it a dab.
Okay.
It's called a dab.
Title this video, Taylor Dash, as if you could see her.
I'm gonna be like Taylor dabs around the 17-minute, 30-second mark, and that's gonna be the title. But yeah, that's why I got fantasy.
That's all I really have to say.
Anything else you want to talk about?
Careful.
Careful, Taylor. Taylor's hurting herself in the
I
fourth
didn't.
round.
Mm-hmm.
So, anything you want to talk about?
Not fantasy.
Okay, what do you want to talk
What
about?
do you want to talk about then?
We
I'm
have-
excited for Good Place. I don't know what's gonna happen.
Well, that's next segment.
I know.
We shouldn't talk about Good Place now. That's breaking the rules of the game.
Stay tuned to hear the Good Place talk after we watch it.
Oh, that should be illegal.
Yeah, sure.
Yeet!
You should be
Absolutely
allowed
should be
to
illegal.
bat it away.
You
Why is their sweaters... Okay, going on a rant. Why are they the Blue Jackets?
Uh-huh.
Oh. I just got it.
Uh-huh.
Oh, wow. I just got Columbus's entire team because I was looking at their jersey for this year, and their thing on their jersey is a cannon. Cannon, yeah, it's cannon.
Yeah.
So I'm like, what? They're called the Blue Jackets. But anytime I think of the Blue Jackets, I think of like a blue.
Jacket.
No, like a blue bug.
Yeah,
That's
a
like
blue
a jacket.
wasp.
Yeah, like a blue wasp.
Yeah,
That's
yellow
what I
jacket.
envision.
That's what I've always envisioned too.
Yeah. Not, the Union
Yeah.
for the Civil War.
Oh shit, that's what they're named after?
Yeah, that's why the Blue Jackets. That's why it's a cannon. Which confuses me more why they don't have the United States flag, not the Columbus flag. I mean, Columbus Blue Jacket. I get it. They need a better team name. Oh, that was the goal. It's going to take longer out. Wow, they're up 2-0. Do I get points? Do I have points? No.
Watch
No.
somebody comment on here, why don't they have a red jacket? Or like the red coats?
There's already too many Reds. We have the Detroit Red Wings. And that's
I don't
enough.
understand that because there's blue jacket. Why isn't there the red coats?
Why would you want to be the Redcoats?
That was my point.
That's not American or Canadian. The Redcoats were the British.
Yeah.
Why would you want to be British in American and Canadian hockey?
Does Britain not have hockey at all?
No. They have
Why?
they're not part of the NHL, only Canada.
They're a bunch of
being-
wussies.
Yeah.
It'd be
Scared.
so freaking hard
They're scared to get beat
for
again.
England to be part of the National Hockey League, which shouldn't be called the National Hockey League, but it is.
It should be the IHL.
Yeah, but that's really safe for the international junior. If that had hit me,
I would have laughed.
shit would have gone down very quickly. I would have been angrier than I am now. You should go get the candy bucket. Please and thank you. I'd like some candy so I have stuff to watch or eat during the place.
You're just gonna watch that while the show's on.
Yeah, why not?
You
Yay.
just dropped it everywhere. There's Aaron's ASMR contribution.
Now I have my popcorn. Well, I gotta get to the channel. So, now we come to the end of this first segment. After this quick break, we'll be back to talk about The Good Place.
Woo-hoo!
This is our break. We don't have another episode of The Good Place after this till December 9th.
Why?
Because Thanksgiving.
Garbage.
But yeah, we'll be back. But goodbye for a while. Really, yeah. And we're back from break. Welcome to the Good Place segment. We just finished watching. Hold on, I should have understood this. What is this? Good Place episode, season 3, episode 8?
I think so.
Or 9? I think it's, it's 8.
What the fuck?
The Good Place season 3, episode, I'm gonna say it's 8. But, holy crap. This episode is called Don't Let the Good Life Pass You By. With the synopsis, Michael and Janet visit the person they believe to be the blueprint for how to live a good life on Earth. Eleanor turns to Tahani for advice.
That's it.
That's
all
it.
they wrote.
That's all they wrote. They don't try to spoil anything. That all does happen.
So much shit happens.
So much shit happens. We get... So to start the episode off, we get Michael and Janet visiting Doug Forsett, who knows about the good place, or thinks he does, which is true exact to how it is. And so that's what he believes to be true. So he's doing everything good to get into the good place at the expense of his own happiness, which we find out through the episode. Eleanor's storyline is that she goes to Tahani because she's worried about, she wants to get with Chidi, but she truly doesn't think about, can't, or how to talk to him about it. So she goes to Tahani, and Tahani says that it's best to tell one's feelings instead of keeping them buried. Jason and Chidi get a great scene together of them playing the Jacksonville version of pool, which is very funny. It's very funny.
Also, Chidi's very good at like beer pong with pool balls.
That was amazing. I really hope that was real.
That they glued that cup to the table and said, just keep throwing until you make it.
And then we can start the scene. But that was truly amazing. And so then with the previous episode, we find out that the Bad Place people have made a portal to Earth. And so now they happen to be in the same bar that the humans are in. And Michael and Janet show back up. And there's an amazing fight scene. Truly amazing. Like, honestly, better than some of the DC show, fight scenes. In all honesty.
Janet's a fucking badass.
She kicked major butt.
Yeah.
This episode. That was awesome. And then the use of the doorway was very smart.
Yes.
Even though somebody should have still been able to leave and come into the human world. Where was the judge? Where was the doorman? That's my problem with the door. And everything. How does the judge not know that there's a Bad Place portal to the Earth? How does she not know when she knows everything in the universe?
Firewalls.
Or that the portal, the regular portal to Earth is just flickering, open and close, open and close, open and close.
Yeah, she
during
should
that whole
just
scene.
walk in at any point. Someone does. Yeah.
Yeah, and then basically, in the middle of the brawl, Eleanor finally comes to her fucking senses and tells Chidi that, like, they used to be in love and several of the afterlife, like, I don't remember what they're called, threads, what I'm gonna call them.
And there was almost a kiss, but then we got a Janet getting slammed on
The counter.
The counter instead.
And then
Still
Eleanor.
a very good turnaround.
Yeah.
This fight scene is written very good, shot very good, also written very comedically for a fight scene.
Yes.
Eleanor punched the real Eleanor. Isn't that the same person?
Vicky.
Vicky.
Yes.
Which was great. It was a solid
She
shot.
didn't get to say. I don't think she said anything this episode.
Nope, she didn't get a
She
single
didn't get
line.
to say anything this
No,
episode.
I think she said like finally. Or there you are or some shit. It was like a one-liner. It was stupid.
It's like Jason, who can throw a cue ball better than Blake Bortles can throw a football.
Okay.
Okay, Blake Bortles was good for a while, and I was just trash.
Was.
He was trash, and then he was
And
average. And
back
then
to-
Oh my God, goal! No, we're still watching the Panthers game. Parts 1 and 2 have been recorded on the same day. We're changing the format again this week.
we'll get it down.
We'll
Stay
get it
like
down.
this,
We'll get it
hopefully.
down. I don't know what we're gonna talk about for next week. If we're even, no, well, this is coming out on Tuesday. I don't know. Okay, we'll figure out. There may not be an episode next week.
Because we will all be.
Because Turkey Day.
Technically, next week, yeah.
Yeah, we'll all be separated.
Yeah, we'll all be separated, and I don't think we can do a full episode. We have to talk about the. I don't know.
Oh,
Can we discuss how the episode-
Maybe we can just on Monday. You'll be here Sunday,
Yeah, we'll come
so
back
maybe we
Sunday.
can just do just a Walking Dead episode because there's no Good Place next week.
Mhm.
And then we can just do a Walking Dead
Yeah.
straight episode.
We
And
get a break from Taylor on the podcast.
Are you gonna watch the episode? No, I have fraternity stuff. Never mind.
He was called their sorority.
Yeah,
Anyway,
it's the same thing.
It's a co-ed business fraternity.
Oh, wow.
Alpha Kappa
But,
Psi fraternity. co-ed.
So after this amazing fight scene, for some reason, Sean in the bad place wants these 4 humans
More than anything.
more than anything. Because, I think, I still believe what I believe. Although the fact that we're going to Jan's Void, it makes me really worried about where this, I don't know. So, the solution, because more demons show up to the bar, is that Janet is going to take them to the void. And in saying so, all 4 humans are now dead.
Possibly.
They are.
Possibly.
She says possibly, but the way the show is, they're dead.
Yeah.
They're probably dead. And
They're now
Probably
dead.
but they're in like a.
They're in Janet's void,
Yeah,
which
sure.
before she said couldn't happen, but because she's so evolved through everything, I think so. Yeah. But
Yeah, and then we don't have an episode next week, and I'm upset about it.
all 4 humans, again, are dead. Were they even technically alive? I still don't get the reset on Earth. It still confuses me to this day.
You think it was another simulation type thing?
Well, that's the way I perceived it was they still had to go through their near-death experience. It's just a simulation, not that all time, because of Jeremy Bearimy, all time that happened while they were in the bad place, therefore did not occur, and they are back to right before they died, and then they got saved. That is really what happened.
Yes.
And Panthers just got scored on.
He just...
Rammed in the window.
Okay. Come on, Lou.
Come on, Seth Jones be on the ice for that. I don't think he was.
Who had the best joke this episode?
The best joke.
Well, there was so
I think
many.
it continues to be Jason.
See.
Which one,
It
though?
continues to
Yeah,
be
which
Jason.
Which Jason joke?
You just started this game. How are you already so good with Cheaty?
See, I think Cheaty had the best joke when he grabbed the yellow ball when he first started playing. He just moved into the pocket.
Oh,
said,
yeah.
5 million points.
That is pretty good. But Jason, everything Jason says.
Well, yeah, everything
Jason said
is
is funny. because
perfect.
He's
It's
the
funny
comedy character.
and perfect.
I still like Tahani's subtle got me taking away 3/10 of the point in the fencing competition or whatever.
Because she smacks budget Aaron Rodgers on the head.
Budget Aaron
He has
Rodgers.
a name. That was who in
That
the
was
second
Eleanor's
reboot.
soulmate.
That was Eleanor's soulmate in the second reboot.
I remember watching
Brad
that.
or Chad.
Budget Aaron Rodgers.
It was like a really white person name.
And he always goes to the gym, and he's still going to the gym so much, which is just fantastic. Honestly, the amount of people that they have in this cast that they keep bringing back. That's why Simone could come back at any time whatsoever.
Who?
Simone.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm so excited with how this stuff is going on. So, same question I always ask. How is the season ending?
You're not asking me first again.
How is the show ending?
How's the season ending?
Season ending. Now that we're in Janet's void
I
to
think
escape Earth, so the bad place people don't catch them.
I still want it to end like you said, with them being judges
Mm-hmm.
on a panel.
I mean, I would like that for the series end.
Series.
Yeah,
But
that's what I mean.
This,
We have 3 episodes left.
yeah.
9, 10, 11, 12.
But this season, see, I don't know what is going to happen now because all 4 humans are gone in the void.
Into the void with Michael.
With Michael, that means Janet's alone on Earth with all those demons.
No?
No, she
Janet
went
had to take them to the void.
She went into her own void.
Yes,
and
she has to go in there to be able to take them.
That's stupid.
No,
That
it's
she can be in her
rules.
own void. That's stupid. I feel like the void
That's
should be
where
within
she
her.
always disappeared to.
I feel like she
That's
should be within.
That's
her
whenever
own
they
void.
say Janet, and Bing would happen.
No.
Would he
I
just
don't like
get
that.
hit with the own puck? He is bent over. He's tired. That's how the void works.
I don't like that. That's
Why?
stupid that she can go into her own void. The void should be inside of her. It's her void.
She's evolved. Leave her
But
alone.
it's her void.
Yes. It
Like,
should be a place
the
inside
plane
of her
of
that should bring them.
existence. Maybe it does, but
I think it should exist inside of her, not be a place that she can go to.
Well, then where would she
where's she
disappear
supposed
to?
to exist? In the good place.
I don't know, wherever she wants.
Her
It's
void.
not inside of herself.
Void. It's not inside of her.
It should be inside of her. It's hers.
No.
It should be inside
But
of her.
hers
void.
can also be a place that is hers.
Well, if it was a safe place that no one else can get to, the only place that's safe is inside of her.
No, it's her
Or
void.
inside
No one
of
else can
nothing.
get inside her void.
Yes, it
It's
should be
this
inside of her.
Janet's void.
Yes, it should be in this Janet, where no one else can get to.
Maybe we'll find out where her void is. Let's wait till next episode,
Just 'cause
and then
these
we
guys
can
are
talk
so
about this.
annoying.
Wow.
And pour a cup of iced tea on us. That's a good joke.
No,
I'm
it
very
really
proud.
wasn't.
Yes, it totally is. People who've watched last episode, not this one, but the weeks before, get my joke. I rewatched last week's episode, and I read more of the things that are on there. I was going to leave it on the television for you to read, but then I watched the rest of the episode and left. So, oops. But it's very funny.
So, oops.
So what is the best prediction you have for how the season's going to end?
We have 4 arms in.
What big cliffhanger are they going to end on?
Oh. I think that they're going to reveal that they're not actually dead.
It's a probably thing, so we don't know if they are alive or dead. Janet doesn't.
Yeah.
But Janet should know. The fact that she
Well,
says
she's not fully
probably.
evolved.
No. Like the fact that she's an all-knowing being. I guess that she won't know.
Well, I feel like
Because it's
she
never been attempted.
doesn't know. Yeah, because it's never been attempted.
Mhm.
No one's ever brought humans into a Janet void,
Mhm.
so that no one knows what's going to happen to them.
Mhm.
And I definitely think that the humans are now going to have to join Michael in going to this accountant, which is going to be a very difficult thing to do.
I think it might just be. I don't know what it's gonna be.
I think at least one of the humans is going to have to join Michael in
Maybe-
meeting this accountant.
Maybe they're not going to be judges. I still like the judges thing, but maybe
They become accountants.
they become part of the system.
Oh,
Chidi
you
will be an
decide?
accountant, or Jason will be an accountant,
Sorry.
He's a very optimistic person.
He is, but
If you tell him that there's good, green is good, red is bad, or who knows, do something, some twist.
That's a horrible stat line.
That is.
2-11-1 all time at Columbus.
That is a terrible stat. But Jason could do something, become an all-knowing being, and become the smartest person on Earth. This show can take so many turns.
I mean, I feel like they could work Jason to be, like, uses the fact that he's oblivious in his favor. As in, he doesn't care about all the details. He just sees yes or no, good or bad. He doesn't pay attention to the little things. They could probably work that in somehow.
So, are the people that run the good place angel?
you'd think.
Because the people that run the bad place are demons.
Are we gonna? I
We
want
have
to see
to
what the
at
actual
some
good place
point.
looks like.
At some point, we're going to the good place. Maybe this season we get to go.
I feel like
to
that
the
might
good
be
place.
the season ending. Is them stepping into the doors of the good place,
Mhm.
and then it just starts. Holy fork! This is what it looks like. Because Eleanor.
No, because I think in the good place they'd actually get to say fuck. In other words, I don't know. I love the fake cursing. It's very funny. It's very good. Especially when like Cheetah uses it and you don't expect him to. Because that really shows that he's done. That he's has a super bad stomach ache or something.
Yeah.
Stomach ache.
Stomach ache.
I don't want to say egg. Stomach
Stomach
ache.
ache. That hurt a lot.
Mm-hmm.
A stomach ache.
Yeah, stomach ache.
Yeah, let's have stomach ache. What? That's a kidney egg.
No. That's an ovary egg.
The monthly stomach ache.
Fuck off. Both of you.
Isn't it 2 monthly? Technically?
No.
No, it's a monthly stomach ache.
Very confusing.
Yes, average ice time. You've done nothing this game. Get on the ice and do something.
Mm-hmm.
Why would it be
But-
two?
Maybe
Anyways.
they definitely have to go to the good place at some
They
point.
have to.
Maybe realize it's also like the bad place, seriously fucked up. Yeah. Have you been coloring this whole time? What was that? And with that, we shall take another break. And when we come back, we shall talk about The Walking Dead. Welcome back from the break. We are here to talk about The Walking Dead. Season 9, Episode 7, entitled Stradivarius. Here's a spoiler-free synopsis. Carol seeks out an old friend living alone in a wilderness teeming with walkers. Survivors make the perilous trek to a new home. That is the synopsis.
Very minimal.
Minimal
synopsis.
and kind of right and also wrong. But let's try new things. Spoiler free.
Spoiler free.
Spoiler free.
Oh, jeez.
This episode, other than Rick leaving, I think very solid.
This is a great episode.
Very solid.
Very well shot. I thought it was very well structured.
Mm-hmm. Also, like, there wasn't any pointless stuff to anything.
Yeah, no,
Like, there
there's
was
very little.
every storyline had a reason for happening,
Mhm.
and it was very well executed, acting wise,
Everything that
script
happened,
wise.
it was given a purpose at some point during this episode,
Mhm.
and it was very good.
Also, it was a very well action. Like,
It was a good mix.
the one scene between Henry and Daryl was very good.
That's very well done.
And then the huge horde scene was also done very well.
Yes, that whole scene was very well done.
Out of 10, what would you rate this?
Out of 10, this episode,
Mhm.
I would say, I'd give this like a 8 or 9.
I'm calling it like an 8.5.
Yeah, it's
It's a
somewhere around
solid episode, but like it didn't hit. I mean, there was emotional stuff.
there. There was emotional stuff, but it wasn't nearly as, I guess. It was everything that happened was very important to have happened
Mhm.
and needed to be shown in the show.
Mhm.
But nothing hugely groundbreaking happened this episode.
Yeah,
It was, I don't want to say it was a filler episode because it was very good,
it's definitely not a filler episode.
but it set up very well for the next episode,
Mhm.
is what it did. It wasn't a filler, it was a progression episode.
Yeah, it got more intense,
Yeah.
and it increases the intensity of what we're gonna get. Yes. If you want to call that.
Does it?
So let's, out of spoilers,
Yeah.
warning, spoilers.
Spoilers.
Where's Maggie?
I don't know. They said something at the end.
She's helping a different community grow.
I thought he said a name.
No, there was no name. I didn't hear a name.
I thought he said something about Georgie. I thought he said Georgie.
So the old woman?
Maybe is that Georgie?
I don't know.
That was
I don't know
That
names.
was the part of last season that I missed. Was that little bit? What?
But come on, guys.
But that's what I heard. That she took Herschel and went with Georgie to establish a new community.
Mhm.
That's what I thought I heard.
So that's how they've written Maggie off.
She's just.
I don't think completely though. Here's what I thought about that. My question is, I have a couple questions from that. So the first question dealing with Maggie is Maggie is at a hilltop. Why is Jesus in charge?
Mhm.
And then they explain that with him getting reelected.
Mhm. Yeah, he was appointed by Maggie.
How do they haven't said how they do their election stuff, have they?
No, they've not.
36 years. And then next question was, did Maggie and Michonne have a falling out after Rick disappeared? Died in their
Yes, I guess it's assumed by the way Michonne's acting,
Mm-hmm.
but
And then,
I'm sure that'll be explained.
yeah,
At
and
some
then my question, big question for this. Is Maggie among the Whisperers? Is she leading them?
So
You don't think so?
I think the Whispers have been around far longer than
Mm-hmm.
Rick's death.
Yeah, maybe.
Because the earliest Maggie could have left to join the Whispers would have been immediately after Rick's death, which I'm sure.
We didn't have the Whisperers then, though.
No, he did not. So I'm saying the earliest she could have started the Whisperers was 6 years ago.
Yeah.
I feel like they've been around a lot longer than that.
Really? We
So-
haven't seen them.
I know. It's been hinted that we've seen them.
I don't know.
But I feel like their way of life, it has taken longer than 6 years for them to do what they've been doing.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think Maggie would have come up with the idea of, oh, let's dress up in walker skin and, act like them and all that. I feel like she's not associated with the Whisperers at all.
Yeah.
So Rosita,
So we open with Rosita.
she's
And
alone,
So she's alone, running, disoriented, dehydrated.
injured potentially.
And she has.
She
we
has
need an explanation for what the hell happened. in
Yeah,
between.
she has blood. She has a wound on her head,
Mhm.
and she's very weak and disoriented. And they show that in the camera work
Mhm.
that she's disoriented, but we don't know.
She passes out.
Yes,
And that's how that episode begins.
Yeah, she passes out, and then we go to the title screen. It was a very short, and the whole time we're in that scene, we can hear the whispers talking.
Yes. Because they're around her, but not finding her.
Yeah. She's getting away from them, but she can't get all the way away.
Yeah, honestly, I thought they were going to find her.
I thought so too.
And then, so, we come back, and are we at Hilltop at the beginning? Or is
We're
it...
with Carol, Henry, and Daryl going to Daryl's new camp. This very, very adorable German Shepherd.
It's a German Shepherd?
It's a German
That's what I
Shepherd.
assumed as well. He's
It's
so
a very cute German Shepherd named Dog. Because Daryl doesn't want to give it a name, apparently.
Because he would get attached to it.
Yeah.
But even naming it Dog is a form of attachment.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Damn it.
So we have that. The dog is very adorable. Daryl's camp is pretty well set up. He has his bed on a floating platform in a river, or in a stream, or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
He's got traps set up, traps for both animals and walkers, to keep him safe and provide food.
That animal trap that we saw him get the rabbit off of, and then him set back up again. Very interesting. I want to know how to make that.
You will know how to make a snare trap?
Yeah, because he took the animal off and he just made the rope bigger and then pulled the tree back down, and it's like set back up again to where he doesn't have to use any new materials or anything.
Those traps are cool.
He's learned a lot within the 6 years.
Learned a lot.
I feel like he's gotten a lot smarter.
Yeah, he's gotten a lot less reckless.
But what we learn from Daryl and Carol talking terrible two names saying the same sentence.
Daryl and Carol.
Is that Daryl left to go on his own to find Rick because they didn't find a body. And he's been doing that since, and he's done it so long that he just hasn't wanted to come back to where people live.
Yeah. Carol also provides her services as a mom and trims his hair with a knife that looks extremely uncomfortable
and painful. Like the pulling of this, and then the knife having to go up would pull the hair more. But I mean, Daryl probably doesn't feel pain.
Oh yeah, no, he doesn't care.
So is Henry supposed to be our new quote-unquote Carl?
I think so. I think he is. I think Judith is supposed to replace Rick in that role, and then Henry's supposed to be our new Carl.
We didn't get Judith this episode.
We didn't.
I want more. I really like what Judith is doing. It's very interesting.
I can't wait for us to get another interaction between her and Negan.
That would
be
very
awesome. Because that was very good last episode. But, yeah.
So we leave. Basically, we can just go through Daryl's whole storyline.
Carol tells Daryl that she wants him to come with her and Henry to Hilltop for whatever reason. I guess just to be with people again.
So that she can have someone that teach Henry that the world isn't gonna be what he thinks.
Yeah, because he's a dreamer. He wants it to be perfect. He thinks it will be completely restored how it was before. And it doesn't help that Ezekiel is exactly that same way.
Yeah.
There's no one to bring Henry down to earth except
Carol. And
now Daryl.
Oh my god. So Daryl wakes up, or Henry wakes up, and he thinks that Daryl has walked off, which he is right. And we see him turn his flashlight on, and it shows a walker. And I thought that was a very good twist.
Yes.
That was very good. And then Daryl shows up, kills the walker, and then they hear the dog start barking. and the dog is in its roped up thing, which I really wish it wasn't, but I can understand why Daryl does that.
Yeah.
And there's maybe 6 or 7 walkers around it, and some of them are crawling. Some of them are trapped.
They're snared on ropes. They can't move because they can't.
Which that was really gross. Seeing the foot come off of that one. That was.
So Daryl goes up, trying to save the dog, but untie him. The walkers grab his feet and pull him down. He has to fight the 2 of them.
Which he was reaching for the knife, and I was like, okay, but you end up grabbing the one on your side. Why didn't you do that sooner? Use strength and stab one, not throw the other knife, because what if you couldn't reach that one? And then he kicks the other walker in the face, getting away, and then stabbing it once he's able to reach the knife. Then he stabs the walker that's behind the dog, and then
he continued.
And then he
doesn't worry about another one of the walkers. Its foot falls off, or rips off. It falls onto him.
Because he's trying to cut the dog away.
Henry comes in with his bow staff and finally does something useful and kills it before it can fall on him.
And then Daryl snaps at him because he was supposed to stay back because he doesn't want Henry to die.
And meanwhile, Carol's watching this whole thing with an arrow notched in her bow, and she's waiting for stuff to go wrong.
Archery is the new form of
weapon. Apparently.
So let's go to.
You want one more very important thing about very important thing about Daryl?
Oh yeah, the X on his back.
There's a shirtless scene for Daryl. We see his back. He
He
has
scars.
a lot of scars on his back.
But then you see in the lower left of his back the same X that Michonne has. I think somebody had to get an organ replaced.
Potentially.
That's what I think it is.
Now that we've seen 2 characters with the same injury or the same scar,
I think it was somebody having to get an organ.
I think so. Which I find it hard to believe that they would have the medical technology to transfer an organ. But I guess anything's possible since Sadiq is an actual doctor and not just reading from a book.
Yeah. Which really happy Sadiq is had a bigger role.
Oh, absolutely.
Obviously, him and Michonne have developed a relation, not like more of like a friend relationship.
Yeah, they coexist as leaders of Alexandria.
Yeah, in that panel.
Yeah.
Which was very interesting.
And I do like it that Sadiq is being more utilized because of his relationship with Carl before his death.
Yeah, which is Sadiq's fault. It's totally Sadiq's fault.
It absolutely is Sadiq's fault that Carl's dead. But
Carl also let that walker fall on him.
Yeah, that was pretty stupid.
Like, that was really stupid.
Yeah.
But, yeah, so let's get Jesus. This is the storyline this episode.
So, we finally get to see Hilltop. It's
and a great tracking shot through all
excellent.
of it.
We get excellent shots of Hilltop. It's expanded quite a bit.
It still has the barrier.
It still has the original wall, the original house.
There's farming stuff outside of it. Not living space, farming.
Yeah, it's just all fields. As we said,
Maggie's
gone. She left with her baby.
So Jesus has been appointed.
And Jesus is running unopposed.
And
for
who's
the
I don't know names.
Tara.
Yes. So Tara comes up to Jesus, who's in like a living room area because he doesn't want to be in Maggie's office because he still thinks this is a temporary thing. We never got how long Maggie's been gone.
We did not.
So Tara gives a list of things. Fuck, damn it. We're watching the Chicago Vikings game at the current time because this is right after the.
This is immediately after the episode.
This is immediately after the episode. We're recording this. And what?
I'm looking at the time.
Okay. We get a great line. You find a kazoo, you give it to a kid, is what Tara says.
Mm-hmm.
Which
Because
is
that one
very-
thing she tells him is that there's been a noise complaint.
Mm-hmm. What a great line.
That's an excellent line.
Mm-hmm. And then, so Jesus leaves to go to where? Where is he? Like, what was his excuse for leaving? Just that he wanted
I
to?
think he said he was going to go to Alexandria
Uh-huh.
to discuss the fair,
Okay.
but then on the path,
Him and Aaron have this stupid ass fight
they're
with dramatic ass music behind it.
very dramatic, and I thought it was going to be
I thought
some
they were gonna end
serious
up.
conflict.
I thought they were gonna end up being together by the end. Like they're gonna
Yeah,
say that they were
I
together.
could see that,
I
but
thought that's what the was gonna happen.
it was very
But I guess Jesus has been training Aaron
yeah.
because Aaron lost his arm.
Yeah, it's just practice. They give each other pointers. They're laughing the whole time. Aaron apologizes because he punches Jesus in the face.
With the fucking arm punch. His fake arm, or like prosthetic, is fucking fake, dude. You can tell that it's just a metal thing they have,
Mm-hmm.
and then he just has to do this literally the whole time while he's
Yeah.
acting, is have
Hold
his
it there.
arm there, and it's so terrible.
Mhm.
It's so bad.
Yeah.
I can't keep. It's so bad.
Yeah.
So
after they fight,
Oh, can we talk about Daryl for a quick
Yeah.
second? He fucking skinned a snake on screen, and that was cool because I didn't know that's how he did it.
yeah, he was hunting a snake. He shot it while it was crawling up a tree.
Mm-hmm.
He rips the head off and shoves it in his pocket. Then carries the snake back to camp.
Puts it around his neck like a scarf.
Mm-hmm. And then back at the camp, talking to Carol and Henry, he's just peeling the skin off the snake so they can eat it for dinner.
Mm-hmm.
It's gross, but it's cool. So back to
Jesus.
Jesus and Aaron. After their little fight,
They see a flare
yes,
and fight.
they see a flare up in the air,
Sorry, they just sacked Kirk Cousins.
and they follow. It looks like Kirk Cousins.
That's fucking great.
They follow this flare, and it leads them to
Rosita
sitting
who's
against a tree.
somehow able to shoot the flare off even though she passed out.
Yeah, she
She fell to the ground when she passed out, and she's up to a tree.
Yeah.
So am I to assume that a whisperer did that?
I don't think so. I think she woke up, sat herself up, and recollected everything.
So close again to missing.
So they find her.
Mhm.
She still looks horrible. And she
They
tells
ask
them,
like, "Where's Eugene? I
Yeah.
saw you leave with Eugene."
Mhm.
And she's like, "I lost him, or he got taken."
He was too slow,
Mhm.
so she left him at a barn so he
Yeah.
would be safe from the walkers
Uh-huh.
or whisperers.
Yeah.
We already made. So there's that, but it's quote unquote getting dark again, like every episode. Yeah. So they go back to Hilltop. They take back to Hilltop to get her better.
Mhm.
Which Enid is the doctor at Hilltop now, apparently.
Yes.
Enid and Tara, which is
Mhm.
weird but kind of cool.
Well, Tara like the assistant to everyone.
Yeah,
She's like their vice president or whatever.
yeah.
Is it president? It's an elected position, but they don't say president or whatnot.
Mhm.
Leader, I guess they're just
Yeah, I
going
guess
with.
just leader of Hilltop.
Mm-hmm.
But that's really the last time we see.
Jesus.
Yeah,
Except at the end when Daryl
Yeah.
shows up, and then they say that.
yeah. So
Now the A story.
I guess we can. Well, Daryl, Carol, and Henry do end up arriving at Hilltop.
Mm-hmm.
They're greeted with open arms. So obviously, we can tell. I
But the
guess
kingdom
the
and Hilltop
kingdom and Hilltop
have-
remain.
Well, because
together.
it's the king who wants
Yeah,
the fair to happen,
yeah,
and Jesus also wants the fair to happen.
Yeah.
It's just Alexandria that doesn't.
yeah. So apparently, the kingdom and Hilltop are still together, which is good.
Mm-hmm.
But Daryl As soon as they get there, Jesus and Aaron are leaving to go find Eugene, and they take him with. So.
And his dog.
His dog.
And then the episode ends with a great shot of everything.
Amazing shot of the dog leading Daryl on his motorcycle, who's leading Aaron and Jesus on their horses down a road to go find Eugene.
Okay, and then now we have the A storyline. I'm gonna say it's the A storyline because I feel like it's the one that gets the most.
Yeah, it definitely gets the most coverage.
So it starts with Michonne, Sadiq, and our new characters with some guy.
Yeah,
who I feel
some
like
guy who
can die off. He can die off.
He's some new guy at Alexandria. I don't know who he is. They said his name, but I don't remember what it was.
Yeah.
They are riding in the little wagon going to Hilltop, and they're just talking, and they make a pit stop at the original camp of these people where they were before they got picked up by Judith, and it's completely destroyed. So there's nothing salvageable. We learn that the guy of the group, whose name I can't remember, we already knew he was a music teacher. We already knew he was a music teacher, but we learned that he has been collecting.
Luke is his name. Luke.
He's-
Played by Dan Fogler, who I have a note. He's amazing in the show. He's just amazing. Everything he's been doing has been good. I have no complaints.
He has been great. He's my favorite character in that new group. But he's been collecting musical instruments since the beginning.
Because he believes that them keeping art alive separates them, one, from the walkers, and then two, will continue to have human society thrive and continue.
And he relates that to the early humans
The Neanderthals.
and separating themselves from Neanderthals, which was a really great monologue. And I really didn't expect to hear that in this show. But
because Michonne kills his violin.
yeah, they spend the night in a warehouse on their way to Hilltop, and he's playing around with his violin, and Michonne chops it in half.
Yeah.
And we learned that it was a very, 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 very old original Stradivarius, hence the episode name.
But way before that,
Yeah.
when they're in the writing scene, when they were focusing on the Aussie girl, and they had the shot with the Aussie girl and then Michonne and Sadiq, that was one of my favorite shots in the show, because you also got the sun right behind the Aussie girl's head, and that peeked out. That's a note I had. But during that, we get a discussion between the new characters of the guy they lost and how it's not a fumble, that's just an incomplete pass. Of the bad shirt he wore, of how it was a terrible shirt, shouldn't be worn,
and he wore it anyway because they told him it was a bad shirt.
And then, am I to assume the Aussie girl is the one in charge?
I would say so, yeah.
Group? Okay. Because that's what I got from everything that was happening.
Yeah, I would say so.
So then, that's really the important stuff that happens.
Yeah. During the night, or in the morning, from the warehouse.
The deaf girl, or hard not of speaking girl, I need to learn what it actually is.
I think she's deaf and just
hard of hearing.
Yeah.
That's it, but because she doesn't know how to hear.
Yeah, she never learned how to talk because I guess she's been deaf.
She feels the movement of the walkers.
Yeah, she can tell there's something there, but she can't quite discern what it is.
Yeah. So, the new guy whose name is either Jed or Cal, one of those two.
I want to say Jed. That
Jed?
seems right.
Okay,
I feel like
'cause
they said Jed in the episode.
Okay, so then it's Jed. He says that there's a horde of walkers, and there's a whole thing of whether these guys should be able to get their weapons or not. And Michonne
And they have
has
to decide it very quickly because they need to fight to get out. Because
and
they're
save
surrounded.
their horses.
And save their horses and their wagon and
Which
everything.
I don't want to see any more horses.
I don't want to
see
see any more horses.
That would freaking suck. What the fuck are you doing? That was a lot. And then we get this just great scene of them taking down walkers in new ways.
Yes.
We almost lose Luke to a walker because he's opening doors to block off other walkers from coming, and one comes behind him, and he uses
doesn't have his weapon out.
He doesn't have his weapon now, and he uses his bag to separate him from the walker while pulling his weapon out. And then the deaf girl, and then her translator person.
They use slingshots as weapons, which
Yeah.
is very cool.
It's really cool. New way to take down the walkers. They take down the walker that's attacking him. And then the Australian girl, who I still don't know what her name is, she shoots down a pole.
She has a bow and arrow. She shoots a supporting post for an awning that's across the courtyard from her, and it collapses and
just
kills like 6
smashes
walkers.
It was really cool.
Miss Legolas out here. So
And
that's
then
awesome.
they're able to save the horses.
They save the horses.
And then they plan to leave to go to Hilltop, continue to Hilltop, and Michonne plans on going back because she thinks that Maggie is still there.
Oh, you missed the very important one.
What?
They meet the
Oh,
Walker
right,
version.
right.
The person from the original group they're talking about earlier with the horrible shirt. They meet him
As a walker.
as a walker. And the people of the group cannot bring themselves to kill him. So Michonne has to do it. But the way she does it is very respectful.
It's very humane.
Yes. She
Is the
walks
word.
up behind him and uses her katana to go into the back of his head, but does not disfigure his face at all and doesn't decapitate him. She just goes in and severs his spinal column and then comes out. So he looks exactly the same as he did before, which is
Which must
great.
have been a terrible way for him to die, because you
Yeah.
saw the red in his stomach and chest area.
Yeah, his stomach was completely torn open. He had guts
Which
coming
freaking
out.
sucks.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry, dude. That's
Yeah.
like
So
a
he was
terrible way to
obviously-
die.
I don't know if they said how he died, but he definitely was eaten by something at some point. At least his stomach was.
Yeah. And then they're on their way to Hilltop, and Michonne's about to leave them when 2 Hilltop people, because now they have armor, metal armor, and spears, and we're planning on going to Alexandria to tell Michonne and the council that they found Rosita, who's one of them,
Yes.
and that she's injured. And so this now is motivating Michonne to go to Hilltop now
And
that she
also-
knows Maggie isn't there.
Sadiq tells her that Maggie's no longer there.
Yes.
And he apologizes that he should have told her sooner that she took off with Herschel to go help somebody make a community.
Georgie,
Georgie.
I guess. But that's really all
Yeah, that's
that
not it.
happens.
Yeah.
The trailer for next week is very exciting.
Yes. It was a lot.
There's a lot, and it looks like it's a very dark episode, and really gonna focus on the horror element of this. Not so much relationship, but as Walking Dead
It
is,
looks
they
like
intertwine.
most of it's going to revolve around Jesus, Aaron, Daryl, and Eugene, and these whisperers.
Oh! Return! Oh! Sorry. Chicago just picked off the Vikings and then sixed it, and now they're a band, and this is fucking amazing. Oh my god, that was awesome.
That was a great celebration.
That was a fantastic celebration.
Mm-hmm.
But with that, thank you for listening to this episode of The Professors. What? Why are you excited now?
I'm up to 34 points on the day in hockey. I now have a 18-point lead.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, Aaron and I turned it around in hockey. As you know, we recorded the the beginning of this episode on Thursday, and it is now Sunday. So we both were able to win in hockey, and that's really all you're gonna get because this is the end. So thank you for listening.
Thank you. Do we want to talk about next week's episode?
More?
No, like next week's episode of the podcast.
Oh, next week's episode. So next week is Thanksgiving. Well, this week is Thanksgiving. So we're not going to be together fully to do a full episode of the podcast.
There's also no episode of The Good Place to talk about.
So what we're going to do is it's just going to be an Only Walking Dead episode.
It's going to be... It might end up being total shorter than a normal podcast, but it's all going to be Walking Dead.
Mm-hmm. All going to be Walking Dead, just like we did a couple weeks ago with Rick Grimes. Rick Grimes' last episode.
Yes. Next week's the mid-season finale, isn't it?
Yes, it's mid-season
so
finale.
So we'll definitely have plenty to talk about, because it'll be a very long episode. That should be an hour and a half episode.
Yeah, so that's how the next week is going to go, which will go up the next Tuesday as well.
Yeah.
I think is how I'm going to do it.
It should be the whole time, but...
So, like and subscribe to this if you want to hear more. Leave a comment down below if you have anything, and also if you have any questions of anything that you want to send in, please email us at theprofessorspodcast1@gmail.com.
We are self-proclaimed Walking Dead, Good Place, and fantasy sports experts. So we can answer all of your questions.
Answer all questions.
Anything you ask us, we will give you a very professional response.
No dubious advice here. But with that, brings us to the end. Goodbye.
Goodbye.